take it a little slower. I don't wake up breakfast.
I'm a different kind of cop.
I don't wanna do your dirty work no more.
Boom! We're back. Season 4. It does continue. We are nearing the end of season 4. I think we're closing in. This is 16, so we got like 15 of 14 more episodes after this. Something
we
around
definitely
that.
passed the
I think
halfway,
it's a
so.
30 mark. I think we have 30 total episodes. Not really sure. But it's picking up. And buckle in. Put seatbelt. Get your snacks, get comfortable, because this may be a longer one. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm going to interrupt Matt so many times. I might interrupt Mark too.
He's going to interrupt himself. That's how crazy these episodes
and
were.
then I'm probably going to interrupt myself because I think the bad guy of the week's coming from my show. Not sure, but we'll see where we're all at. Again, why I never did the show way earlier in life, I don't know. This is just my favorite thing to do weekly. But Mark, how are you? How was your viewing experience? And how's season 4 treating you? You're muted, you dummy.
Wow.
So excited about
I mean, Cody said you
PlayStation
mumbled sometimes, but I didn't know it was that bad.
Terrible. Came in from shit.
Yeah, no, this was great. It very subtly, a lot of big shit happened in all 3 shows. Very much. I mean, I definitely liked what we were getting from Shield before. Kicked right in gear. I think on par with everything we're doing. Yeah, I think very quietly one of our best weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Matt, how are you? How was your viewing experience, and how's season 4 treating you?
Doing good, yeah. I mean, like Mark said, these were all 3 shows were firing on all cylinders this week. I was kind of like at the beginning, I was like, oh, I got to do 4 episodes of The Shield, but I mean, they went because I pretty much watched all 4 of them back to back, taking notes and everything. It was just a quick little Saturday afternoon, so it was nice. Cody, what was your viewing experience like?
Listen, Mark, seen Mad Men, seen parts of The Shield, seen Sopranos, stuff like that. Matt, seen bits and pieces of all this, seen The Shield, seen that. Me, fresh. Opening the menu, haven't seen it before. And let me tell you, season 4, everything hits. It's hidden so well right now for me. I told these guys, episode 10 of The Shield ended. I grabbed my remote at the 20-minute mark of episode 11 and said, I can't, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was so locked in that I couldn't stop. I normally wait till the following week to watch this. Let me tell you right now, season 4 of this shows are going to be wrapped tomorrow, probably. I'm going to be done. I am so locked in to see where this goes. I have my concerns. We will discuss that. I have my concerns because these episodes were so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to put a bow on some of these things. Can they do it? I have no doubt one of these shows will be able to put the bow on it. No question whatsoever. Mad Men, fine. Shield and Sopranos, I have my doubts because I've seen them stumble near the end. Like I could get a college episode from Meadow for way too long and just be completely out. I could get another fucking horse racing
dreams.
Yeah. Well, can't get much horse racing episodes anymore, but that's what I'm saying. We'll talk about it. But Matt, you're going to take us through The Shield. I apologize in advance. Get ready for your break because you're going to be hitting it.
That's right. Maybe how I have the episodes broke down, it might mess up your flow. So, so we'll start with episode 7, Hurt. See, Mad Men, this is how you title an episode right there. Hurt. So we start out with Anton and Shane meet up. Antoine is upset about all the businesses he lost recently. And Anton, so to make up for it, he tells Shane he wants him to bring him $20,000 and one more thing. Then we go over to Vic and Lem and Ronnie, who are still investigating the Russians. That's that whole undercover video surveillance stuff. And they know that the Russian dude, he's planning a big arson job coming up. Then we also find out Vic's squad car has broken down. It's no longer working. So he asked Danny to find a good car to go out there and seize for a replacement in exchange for some basketball tickets. Which she does. She does. Her and Julian pull over some guys for some weed and take their car. Julian kind of unhappy with how this played out.
What the fuck are we thinking? Everybody in the world is upset about these seizures, and you literally just inversed it. You took it from a black guy and literally gave it to the white guy in the room, and everybody's gonna be fine. Don't worry. I was just like, oh my God, you're so stupid. And then of course Julian's there too. He's like,
oh yeah,
like, he's already having issues. Like, that's rough.
Yeah, Julian definitely feels the same way because later on in the episode, he arrests a white guy for having an open bottle of wine and some bootleg DVDs, and pretty much says that, hey, we're going to seize your car unless you can prove that you weren't going to sell these bootleg DVDs. So Julian pretty much just did that to make a point. He says all they're doing is pushing minorities down a path of becoming bigger criminals. And Monica pretty much just tells him that, it's obvious you cannot deal with this program, so I'm putting in for your transfer. So then we have Aceveda and the assistant chief of police. They show up and they have a video to show Monica and Vic of kind of what happened, the raid of the church of the last episode. And it's got Vic having a big old smile after he tackles somebody in the church. And it's got a whole bunch of added sounds and screams and stuff that Monica says that's clearly edited. But Aceveda tells him, hey, the press has it. They're running with it. He also tells her that the crime numbers have gone up under her watch. Monica figures out that Antoine was somehow involved with having the tape edited as like a cousin or something like that of one of the people that worked in his rec center. And the only reason that the crime numbers have gone up, as she finds out, is because Aceveda was altering his numbers to keep them low while he was in charge. Let's see. We have another storyline.
Aceveda sucks. I hate him.
That's not even the worst thing he does in these four episodes.
Believe me, I know. Never mind. He could be out for my guy of the week.
Oh, fuck. God damn.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, so Shane has a Bizlat who's in prison and wants to become an informant in exchange for an early release. Monica tells Vic to put the old strike team back together to work on the case. Lem does not like the informant or the idea of working with Shane again, but this is where we are. Then Vic and his team are ordered to transcribe all the tapes from the surveillance instead of helping track down the arsonist. Pretty much the assistant chief of police warns Vic that Aceveda wants him out of the police force. Ronnie, who's been going through the tapes, he shows Vic and Lem a video taken from Shane's car, which was his meeting with Antoine at the beginning of the episode. And the one more thing that Antoine wants is for Shane to make a trade. Antoine's going to give him the dead girl's body in exchange for Vic's body, which Shane kind of reluctantly agrees to.
I want to interrupt you, and this is off topic, but if I don't say this now, I won't remember it. I hate the Shield, how they do the recap episodes at the end of it. Yeah. I left one play the other time, and then I just made it a point to listen to every recap episode that happened prior. And the amount of time you'll be sucking daddy's dick, he'll tell you to lick the balls. Please, on all four of the recap videos. Is that necessary?
Hey, that's Antoine's big moment.
I can just imagine watching it like when you're at home and you just hear my balls every time. I'm just like, we get it.
Well,
No one
back
missed
then
that part.
you'd have to wait till the next Tuesday to see it, so you need to be reminded about that. You'd forget about
That's
that
the
week to
part.
week.
That's the part we have to remember. I just thought it was hilarious that all 4 episodes, the recap happens on all 4, I think, and all 4 had the full quote. He says the full thing all 4 times. Like, it's just crazy to me.
I don't think Anthony Anderson got any awards for that. It's crazy. So Vic and Shane are together for the Bizlats for the cigarette bust that they're going to do. Vic kind of tells Shane to go first during the bust, and you can see kind of Shane is thinking about if he's going to be able to take out Vic or not. So he's kind of got some conflicting stuff going on in his head. But then after that, Vic meets with the Bizlats leader and gives them the name of the informant that Shane has brought in exchange for information about getting to the Russian before the arson happens. Which then Vic is able to use that information. He tracks down the Russian, and then he tracks down the arsonist that he hired, and he pretty much gets them both in a room and just leaves them there to be arrested. So Vic pretty much solves the arson, even though he was told to stay away from the case. And then meanwhile, while all this is going down, Dutch and Claudette have a case this week as well. Dutch got a call about a little foster girl who was forced to drink some sort of acid, is what he's told. Monica goes with them to the hospital. Corrine tells them that it was some kind of household cleaner and that there was also a sexual assault on the young girl. They go to the foster home, which has a lot of kids. And there's also a safe place, which is a closet with a padlock on it. There is a foster teenager named Darnell that they suspect due to his bipolar condition. They find out that he's been missing for about 3 months now. They question the foster dad, and Monica says that she's pretty much going to get his license revoked for what she saw at the house there. Monica then also arrests the assigned child service agent for child endangerment because he's pretty much checked on the house and he signed off on all this stuff.
We finally saw Monica have a breaking point. And it's about endangering children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many times you saw it? Twice, and you saw that you're under arrest. Like, I was like, geez, what the actual hell? They treat these kids like Harry Potter and throw them in the under. Well, we need discipline.
Oh yeah.
What? Oh, your kid's been missing for 3 months. Do you make any report?
What? Just a couple hours. They're good.
There's pillows in there. It's okay.
I was like, good Lord. They have to like elevate like every child or whatever situation has to be like the most extreme of the extremes. We just chain them up outside and just let them have some sun time every once in a while.
They finally track down Darnell, who admits to raping the girl, because I think he pretty much just said something about when was it going to be my turn for something goods. So yeah, but he said he did not make her drink any of the Drano. They end up questioning another one of the older foster kids, and she said that she did make the girl drink it in order to keep her quiet, because this hot foster home wasn't as bad as some of the other ones she'd been to. She said, at least the guy doesn't touch me. So, yeah, that's just a bad situation all around. And then we end the episode on a touching moment. We see Corrine has made Dutch dinner, and then Dutch reads Vic's little daughter a bedtime story. Yeah. Dutch, good guy.
I'm so confused. Like the classic expression, there's plenty of fish in the sea. You don't fish in the same pond. Like all these expressions work. Why the fuck would you date Mackie's ex-wife? Like, he's never handled any situation calmly normally. Like, it's just insane. Like there's like the last guy was like a therapist and
Oh
like
yeah.
was working wonders, and the kids started melting down as soon as the guy left. And
Vic almost beat him up. Can you
and
imagine what
Vic
he's gonna do
almost
to
beat him
Shane?
up. Like while Vic is also fucking everything else under the sun. So there's like he's territorial over something he just has no right to be territorial, but he does. So like I've never understood that idea. Like it's so weird to me. Yeah, the Drano stuff was crazy. But now like the tension of like Shane around Vic and like all those situations just elevated. And Vic knowing it,
Mhm.
like that showdown where they're watching the tape and they're like what name is he gonna? And he says Vic Mackey. Like that's the whole problem. You said he's responsible for all my problems, and he's like every time you see like Shane go, "Let's us go," and like separates the groups. Like that happens later in more episodes, but it's just like is when like how are you gonna get away with like Shane? Because you can say whatever you want. Like Shane cares about Shane. Like but we'll find out. But like it's a great first like episode down these runs. They're all run together, but they're all really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, whenever you said Dutch and Claudette, is when I remember. Oh yeah, that's right. They got stuff in this show. I mean, like the whole like Vic
What other
and like
favors you have us running for the DA?
like all that is great, and like it's really coming to a nice conclusion. Just like seeing all that happen, and then oh yeah, we got the Claudette and Dutch stuff, and there's something about like these kids, like which is fine. Like it's just a thing that just feel at this point, even though we got past the the DA stuff and like oh it feels just kind of disconnected though, which is weirdly enough, even though it is kind of stagnant. Also, like the Julian, what's
Danny, yeah.
yeah, that stuff is too. Even though they found it, I think a neat way to go with Julian here. Even though they're kind of doing the same shit with him, it's like, well, he's at least having to be combative with a new like a new boss, and this is
Mhm.
a boss that also just won't put up with his shit and it's like yeah like, if you're not gonna get with the program, you can just get the fuck out of here. Like I don't like I don't need to be dealing with your bullshit. Okay, like the door is over there. Like I
Mhm.
kind of like that they were able to pull in some fun stuff here, and then yeah just and way we get going with this. And I will say this also about Aceveda. I love what they're doing with Aceveda, just because Aceveda is at his best when he is the political asshole of the show.
Mhm.
When he is just fucking with everybody because he's trying to better himself, that is when Aceveda like feels like a cool character. Like everything else they try to do to make him likable or to do all this, all that, like no, I'm not really there for it. But this stuff, and also we got like his like weird sex stuff going on, having to deal with all that. Like, great. I never know what's gonna happen whenever Aceveda pops on screen, and that makes me excited.
I have one conclusion when he's in a certain room. What's going to happen? But that's
Well,
about
like,
it.
well, I don't know. Like some weird shit happened there. So like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that'll bring us to our next episode, episode 8, Cutthroat. Vic visits Monica at her Farmington home. She tells him that she's still with him, but he can't start going around her back like he used to do with Aceveda, and kind of pretty much how he's been handling the Antoine situation and all that stuff. So she still wants Vic to be on her side, but yeah, she just needs to make sure that he's under control. Then we have Aceveda meets with his call girl, and that she tells him that she has to reschedule because she has had an emergency with her sister. But Aceveda, he hangs out for a little bit in his car outside, and he watches as she greets another customer instead. So Aceveda gives Julian the guy's license plates so he can run them and get his information. Always resourceful. Aceveda later returns and questions her about her other client and threatens to call his wife and get the guy arrested. He then tells her that he doesn't come second to anyone. And then later on, towards the end of the episode, he returns again after one of her clients leaves, and he gets a little violent with her. He a little violent, little violent, little rapey maybe. But
You know what? Not gonna say that because the line, they don't show it that often.
Mhm.
But they show it the one time when we'll get to it. But like this time is like she talks him up.
Yeah, she
while
kind
No,
of goes along with
she,
it.
So
she,
they
she
told the
seems
line
game.
between
I don't know, like, but
right. Because I was thinking, oh my god, this is Ford, and they're like, you're so big. I'm like, okay, well, this is playful.
But now,
That's
is she
definitely a
playing
strong
along
point.
with that, or is that just she's just saying whatever she thinks he wants to hear, so he won't
I
get
don't know
super violent
what's
with
wrong with
her?
these fucking cops living around here that wants to try criminal activity on the moral high ground. Like, oh, I don't know what the serial killer feels like. Let me kill a cat. Oh, I watched this rape video. Let me try to rape this. What are we doing? Go see a therapist. Tony Soprano does. Why are you guys not okay with it?
he tried that, but then like his wife wasn't very supportive about that.
Yeah, this is all
Oh,
really
believe
his
me, she
wife's
still
fault.
sucks.
So-
She still sucks. She is the fucking worst.
she told him to take care of it, and that's what he's doing. So
Yeah.
People need to find a wife that is worse to her husband in TV to put somebody like this woman is terrible.
yeah. So then Monica and Vic respond to a homicide of one of the informants who tipped the police off to a big drug bust. Monica then just cuts Vic loose to catch who did it, which Vic immediately runs over to Antoine's house and busts in his door and tells him that if any of the other informants or cops get hurt because of Antoine's order, that he will have to answer to Vic. And then he tells him, fix your door. Anyone can just walk in here.
That was so good. Like, hey, Antoine, what are you doing in my house? Oh, I saw your door broken up. Just want to make sure you're all right. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, we're going to get that door fixed. Go, Vic.
Oh, yeah. So then another informant is killed. And Monica decides that she wants to bring in all the informants in order to protect them, but Vic says that will only expose them. She also says that she wants to call in internal affairs to find the leak in the department, but Vic is able to kind of get her to put that on hold as well. Vic then gives Lem and Ronnie Shane's cell phone to monitor and tells them that he can handle Shane on his own. Antoine, of course, is upset and tells Shane that Vic needs to be dead by the end of the day, or it'll be Shane's head on the chopping block. He also threatens what could happen to Mara since she's still doing the real estate and does all the open houses all around town. So Shane is really sweating it right now. Monica and Vic are called in for a dead teacher, which wasn't really an informant that they worked with. They questioned an old student who said the teacher was a good guy. And then they questioned an informant who was affiliated with the Spook Street gang. Vic and Danny questioned another guy based on her intel. And eventually, somehow, they end up catching the guys who have been taking out all these informants. Yeah, so that happens, I guess, somehow. Meanwhile, Dutch and Claudette are investigating a assault/robbery at a store. While they're investigating it, Dutch notices a guy acting kind of suspicious outside of one of the other stores. And they go back in after he goes in. And what do you know? It's the coffee bandit who they were trying to track down earlier in the season. So they're able to arrest him after Dutch almost gets a cup of coffee right to the face. And Claudia, because they're great lines like, I told you to wear your vest.
It's like
so
him just watching him do it, and then it was like, I just saw that guy wait for us to leave. Put that coffee down. Don't you throw that coffee. He's just throws it.
Yeah, so they question him in the interrogation room, and they act like they're all impressed with his idea, and that's how they get him to confess and talk about all the crimes. Then later, the guy who they were looking for the episode, the assault earlier in this episode, ends up turning himself in and talks to Dutch and Claudette saying that he just wanted a cigarette. And the guy wouldn't give him a cigarette, so that's why that whole thing happened. But he said he didn't take any of the money. And that's when they do some backtracking and they figure out that it was actually the witness who reported it who was the one who took the money, and they're able to get him to confess to it. Then we got Corrine comes to the barn to talk with Vic, and Dutch kind of brushes her off a little bit because he doesn't want to be seen with her with Vic around. She tells Vic about the dilemma with the kids, pretty much kind of the medicine and the lawsuit and all that stuff. But Vic says that he'll take care of it. And then later that night, he brings her all the money that she needs. He goes to say goodnight to the kids, but she says it feels more like he's saying goodbye. So then we have Shane and Army. They grab one of Antoine's men. Shane tries to pull one out of Vic's playbook by saying, like, hey, we're going to put you in charge of the 1-9ers. All you got to do is take out Antoine for us. But, he turns that down. He's like, I'm not really boss material. Army finds out about Antoine wanting Vic dead, and he kind of freaks out a little bit and accidentally shoots the guy in the shoulder. Kind of a little move out of Pulp Fiction there. They get him to show them where Angie's body is under some porta potties outside one of the rec centers, but it's being guarded. Shane gets frustrated with all this and just throws the guy out of the car and tells him to let Antoine know that he's just done with all this. Monica sees Vic and Danny watching over her house at night. And then, of course, they just start getting it on in the car, as you would. Then we get towards the end. Shane shows up asking Lem and Ronnie where Vic is, and they let him go like Vic asked them to do. Shane calls Vic asking for help and for him to come alone. So now we have the big confrontation between Shane and Vic. Shane tells Vic that he's in some serious shit, and Vic immediately pulls a gun on him. Shane tells him everything that's happened, that he's in over his head and he needs help from Vic. And Vic tells him to pull his gun and take a shot. Shane refuses and just asks again for Vic's help. Then Shane just closes his eyes and Vic puts the gun down. And that is the end of our episode. Fantastic bit of acting there at the end with Shane and Vic, and that whole scene was amazing. Yeah.
I guess I'll kick it off. Really great. I mean, wait, I think you're muted. I don't know if you're saying something.
I said sometimes you have to do the heavy lifting, Mark. It would have worked way better if it wasn't muted.
Okay. Yeah. It feels like it almost feels like we're going like to the end of the season just so quickly. Like we get to this like great moment, and then again, like just the ultimate, like Shane just thinking, wanting to be Vic, wanting to be the big guy, but he can't sell it. And then they end up fucking up even more. They end up shooting this guy, like just getting deeper and deeper in a hole. And then ultimately it ends up at that Vic kind of in that confrontation with Vic. And yeah, like just see Shane ball, like kind of on the verge of tears, like not knowing what to do, realizing he's just so fucked everything that's going on. Like just, I mean, I don't like. I'm just having a bunch of moments like this where like I don't know where we're going. But there are 5 episodes left in this season, and this feels like something that would happen like at episode 11, episode 12. Like everything that's happening here just feels like it's ramping up, and like the rest of the honestly, this feels like small potatoes compared to what happens afterwards.
Yeah, this feels like how a season would end, or like get close to ending. Like it would be the final straw. Like because I don't think they do a fantastic job of ever proving that Shane is even considering killing Vic.
Yeah, I don't think it's really something that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, he loves Vic. I don't think that he could do it.
I just think it would have been a fun like back and forth. They try to. Since they try because they separate them. They just put those two together a lot. Like they're doing these missions. Like you're like, okay, so he's going to try it. I think it works well because Vic just basically is like got the gun on him. Like I know everything, motherfucker. Like pull it. your best shot is to pull out your gun and try. Like, because you're not going to walk out of here alive. Like, but it was when they all separated and Vic kind of went straight and narrow, and Shane kind of took Vic's old ways.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very disconnected but it felt like it was a mirror image of where Vic was season 1. So basically, for like a younger brother son moment where he just like melts down and is like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I have this, he's got the bodies in him, he's did this, I was never gonna kill you, I promise, blah blah, which circles over into the next few episodes. But like, it's just this like real emotion. Like, it's so weird for like, I guess Walton Goggins I consider like a really good actor. I don't watch TV, so I just never imagine like how big of a TV guy he really is.
Mm-hmm.
But he does so much, like in like so many episodes. Like apparently he's in a lot of TV, a lot of FX stuff. So, but it's crazy. Like he has that. He's such a good actor, and he like portrays Shane super well. Do I think Shane should have died? Absolutely. I kind of like what ended up happening. Like I like the stuff that turned out. But yeah, and then the like fucking idiot shooting him in the back and like, where's the body? Look at it's dug under here, like blah blah, and like drives into like drops him off with like, well, come back and do it. Like, you already shot the dude. Like, you're like a legion. Like, this guy being scared of you is probably gone because you already like pulled the trigger and you feel bad about pulling the trigger. So, killing him, are you gonna have the balls to do it? But great episode overall. Just had a blast watching this, and like the tension where. Like, if you're planning to kill somebody, and if you wanted your people to not think that you were going to kill them, maybe don't have them meet you in like the most place where you killed someone, because they literally scream that person's going to shoot you right in the head. Like,
they just need some privacy. That's all.
It's so weird. I'm not going to do it. Then why the fuck are we here? Why don't we meet in an IHOP or something? Like, what are we doing?
All right, so that'll bring us to episode 9, String Theory. So Vic pretty much lets Shane kind of explain everything to Lem and Ronnie about everything that's been happening with Antoine, and Vic says that they are going to help him. Army is a little bit concerned, but Shane vouches for all the guys and says that, hey, we're all going to work together and take care of this. Danny and Julian respond to a dispatch call about some police officers who aren't responding to the calls. When they get there, they see the cop car. They look around, but they don't see the police officers. So Monica calls in missing officers and puts an all hands on deck call. Dutch and Claudette are made the primaries. Aceveda also shows up in uniform, offering to help. He's probably going to go steal some kid's bike or something. Vic uses the opportunity to allow Shane and Ronnie to go dig up Angie's body. But when they get there, they pretty much get rid of the guards and stuff. They knock over the porta potty and dig and dig and dig, but the body is not there where they were told it was going to be. Dutch and Claudette talk to a homeless man who witnessed the 2 officers being taken, and the guy doesn't really seem like he's completely mentally stable. So Dutch kind of has to work really hard with him to get information. I think he wants like a badge and stuff, and says that you guys don't have the proper clearance, so Claudette has to get out of the room. Or pretty much Claudette's like, I'm done with this guy. I don't have proper clearance. Good luck, Dutch. But he eventually gets some information that'll help them. Vic and Shane go to the hospital where they talk to the guy who told Shane where to find the body. He tells them that if Antoine moved the body, he would have contacted the El Salvadorians to do it for him. One of Vic's CIs calls and says that someone gave her an address to give to Vic. When he and the other police arrive, they find the 2 missing police officers are dead. Looks like they were probably tortured a little bit. Vic and Shane follow up on the El Salvadorian lead. They find the guy. He wasn't involved with the cops, but he was involved with moving Angie's body, and gives them location of where to find it now. Monica overhears Lem on the phone, and he tells her that Antoine's credit card paid for a flight that's coming in now from Las Vegas. So conveniently, Antoine was out of town when the 2 police officers were taken and killed. So she's going to send some officers to go pick him up at the airport. Dutch, going off the information he got from the homeless guy, kind of finds like a sewer top nearby where the police car was. So they pop that open and they go down in the sewer. They find a whole lot of blood and a dog tag necklace sort of looking thing. Dutch and Claudette are able to track that down and find the owner of the necklace, but he reported it stolen a while ago, so that kind of dead ends. While Danny and Aceveda are driving, someone shoots at their cop car. Apparently, that's not the only one. The community and the cops are not really getting along super well right now.
What a dumb thing to do. Like, I get it. Probably angry. Probably don't shoot at a cop regardless. It's going to be like 6 houses. Like, what are you doing? Go search and find a weapon.
So Monica, pretty much, she's just trying to get the community to calm down. She just asked Vic to kind of just bring anybody in as a suspect to kind of calm things down for a little bit. Dutch and Claudette do not like the idea of lying about a suspect, but Vic finds a good guy to bring in, and Dutch holds a press conference, but he doesn't really have any answers for the press there. And Vic and Shane were able to kind of warn Antoine that there's going to be police officers waiting for him, so he should go to another airport. And they pick him up at the airport. Vic tries to make a deal with Antoine, so he kind of tells him like, "Hey, we can still work together and make this work. Shane's a fuck up, but you can work with me. We'll make this work out well." Antoine denies any involvement in the dead cops, and Vic tells him that he will have his back in the interrogation room. Vic tells the rest of the guys to go look for the body while Antoine is being held. And then the end of the episode is Monica and Vic stepping into the interrogation room where Antoine is waiting for them.
Yeah, I would have been incredibly angry watching this in real time, seeing the credits go. And like, what? This is where we're fucking ending.
This was
like,
the 4-episode week for the Shield.
I would have vetoed that shit in a heartbeat. You would have all got a message like, "Hey, I don't care what you're doing. Find time. You need 40 minutes to add to your schedule." I would know. There would have been no shit.
Yeah, that would have. It's like, fuck, man. Like, going right into this, and we bring on like kind of a good old story from at least before, kind of a. Fucking with the cops, and like we're kind of getting everybody involved in the whole thing, and just kind of bringing everybody in to kind of deal with these missing cops, and us bringing in stuff from the old playbook, and all just becomes like now like a race to find this girl's body without also, and then going into the element of having Antoine now in an interrogation room where we believe, like, we think he's on his side, but he could also just give him up at any moment. Like, just just the stress level that this show has given us now is as high as it's ever been, and I am there for it.
Yeah, I had this show was struggle for me for a while because we just didn't have a way to a finish in line. Like, there were good moments, there were strong characters, the barn was interesting, but we didn't really have an antagonist that lasted and made sense to last, or like a conflict that just thing. We've added more characters this season, but overall they're the perfect ads. Like, Glenn Close is that straight and narrow but hard-nosed cop that like rides that line as close as you can. But she's even beefing with Aceveda and all her shit that's going on with her, and feeling like she can trust Vic, like, with everything. And because it ends, how does this episode end again?
It pretty much just ends with them stepping into the interrogation room. I think Monica says, "Thanks for coming in," or something like
Right,
that.
because that's when we find out where like Shane. This is the episode where Shane and Vic are in the car with him
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like talk
They
to him
discuss the
about,
plan.
and they're like, basically like, let's work together. This has been mislaid. Like, let's figure this shit out. I'll drive the narrative. I'll make sure everything. So in that conversation that's happening, you think Vic is about to like. They do a really good job of painting the picture that they're gonna maybe
yeah.
just, we can't find the body, so why don't we just work together? Not knowing that his plan is not that fucking old, but like you
It
think
really
that.
sets up like the most interesting interrogation so far this show because you got so many different because you got Monica squaring up against Antoine. You get Vic is kind of playing both sides of it because he told Antoine he was going to have his back, but he's also doesn't want to be too obvious for Monica. And then Antoine's got the piece of information that he could say at any time about Shane and all of them. So it's just so many elements going into it.
It's basically like the most interesting one is like, we'll get more in depth next episode, but it's like Vic says he plans to play the cat and mouse game for him, like help make it work perfectly for him. Little does he know he's holding zero fucking cards in that
Oh,
room, and
yeah.
he's gonna find out horribly. But like, they do such a good job because now that we know the next episode, which we're about to talk about, up until that point, I'm thinking, oh my god, Vic, no, like you can't work with Andrew. But I was like, but I'm sitting there thinking, okay, maybe they stretch. That's how they stretch it to episode 13. Like they keep it going that way. And when Mark talked early in the week, he's like, "Oh, how bad did it hurt? Like to not hit play and keep going." And I was like, "Holy!" Now when I'm watching, I'm like, "God damn!" Like this is, yeah. If this would have been like, if we started with like for some reason The Sopranos gets gets 3, and then this is the 4, it would have been. I would have thrown a fucking hissy. It would have been
Oh, yeah.
awful.
Because I mean that right there, that could have been a season finale ending right there.
I
Yeah.
would have burned the. I would have found the creator and beat the shit out of him. Nothing pissed me off. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Field will return. The fucking will. I lost it. I still so confusing because these are low-rated shows on IMDb. I don't understand it.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't understand it because, and there are Shield episodes coming that are very high-rated. I'm just confused how anybody sat there and be like, mixed. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's fucking go. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
this is just B level, fucking great value level Shield overall, like because there's better coming, I'm gonna be fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
You might have a better shot than Pete being redeemed. I'll be honest with you.
Oh. All right, so that's going to bring us to the last episode of The Shield this week, episode 10. I'm back in the hole.
4 words. Good job, Shield.
There's some tough ones too. So we got the guys are in the park looking for where Angie's body was buried, just kind of going around. Because I think the guy told him that I think they're looking behind the stables, trying to find it, and yeah, not coming up so great so well. But then we're going to cut back to the interrogation room, where Monica and Vic are talking with Antoine. Monica shows Antoine some photos of his son in jail, being a little intimate with another prisoner in the jail. And she kind of tells Antoine that she can either make his son's experience in jail better or much worse. So then, she goes into that pretty detailed. Then when she steps out, Antoine tells Vic to get her in line. This is pretty much like, hey, you said you were going to have my back. What is going on with her? Antoine ends up...
Mother, look, like, my jaw hit the floor. He's like, I'll make sure it doesn't get personal. I'll drive the conversation. 3 seconds in, here's your son having sex and enjoying it in prison. How you feeling? Like, what? Like, what? No.
But yeah, when Monica comes back, Antoine hits back at her about her having an affair with her former partner. He also said that her partner planted the evidence against Antoine the first time he was arrested because he couldn't get him. So he ended up planting evidence, and he said that she must have known about that. Then Monica goes in even harder on Antoine about his rough childhood and about how his sister ended up in a psych ward and his mother ended up in jail when she killed his father for going after the sister.
Oh, hid under the covers while daddy abused your 6-year-old because you were too scared to stand up to him. I was like, bitch, Monica, you want to run this because Vic goes down and was like, hey, you want to tell me anything? No, I don't have time. Oh, here's another punch because this is the part that breaks him, right?
Oh, I mean, you see the rage in his eyes, and his eyes start watering
But
up.
is this the part where he asked for the lawyer?
There's still a little bit that's not quite yet, but it's really close to it.
Is this when he breaks down what happens with Monica?
Yeah, because then pretty much Antoine tells him kind of about how he heard about a dirty cop who killed the little girl, and maybe that's the information that got the 2 cops killed, and that's when he asked for his lawyer. Yeah, so
yeah, but so the order is the video.
So the first is the thing with his son, and then it was he went back on her about the partner, and then she went in on him about the childhood stuff, and that's pretty much when he says, "Hey, I know about some dirty cops, and I want to talk to my lawyer." Yeah, so it was
and then Vic was like, "What are you talking about? Like, shut the fuck up! Like, bitch, this is not what we discussed." Well, I didn't know she was playing this fucking dirty. He has that single tear like roll down his eyes, and you just see the rage on his face. Be like,
and anyone who said Anthony Anderson can't act needs to watch this episode right
and
here.
I've been on that I've been on that side for a long time. I was like, when he showed up, I rolled my eyes heavy. Oh, good fucking lord! But yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
just absolute best interrogation by a large margin.
Oh yeah, and this is like I think maybe the second time in the show that somebody actually brought their lawyer in, but Vic still listens to the conversation because I think the lawyer just throws a coat over the camera. So Vic listens to the conversation with Antoine and his lawyer.
Just do that for me, like just do it.
Like they're not supposed to listen to us. We're good. Yeah, so Anton tells his lawyer that he needs to get a message to one of his men to help the police find the body. So Monica takes Dutch and Claudette off of the cop killings to look into Clavon Gardner, who they questioned a couple episodes ago for another case. Now he was found near a murder scene. The witnesses are not much help except for incriminating themselves in other crimes. They talk to Cleavon, who claims to have an alibi. And then in the movie, you don't really see too often with Dutch and Claudette. They mislead him as far as information about what the witnesses said, as far as the victim still being alive, in order to try to get him to slip up and say something. But this guy is pretty smart, and he ends up catching them in their lie. So he doesn't say anything, and they don't have enough evidence to hold him. So they have to release him back out into the world. So even though they know that he's pretty much killed people before and that he's probably going to do it again, they have nothing, so they have to let him back go. Aceveda has the call girl meet him at a motel. And he begins reenacting what happened to him. Pretty much he pulls the gun out on her and tells her to kind of suck on it. She tells him to stop. And she tells him that it wasn't his fault, if that's what happened to him. And he pretty much he's pretty much broken down this whole time. He pretty much just tells her that he doesn't want to see her again. I think he pretty much just needed to reenact it to gain the power back, gain his control back. So apparently he's good now. So Aceveda returns home. He tells his wife that he was the one that discovered the bodies, which she's as supportive as she usually is. He tries. I don't give a fuck.
Hard day at work. Oh, okay. I got hard days at work too, buddy.
Oh, you want to take the kid to the beach? No. I mean, I got to work to do. He tries to apologize for everything he's put her through, and he tells her that it's all over now. So Aceveda, I guess he's turned a new leaf. He's back to being his old normal self.
Awesome. Good job. You abused the woman, and now you're like, you know what? Click. And then guess what? Your wife? Not open arms. Fuck you. Let's go to the beach. Rather fucking not. 2 cops died. Chat over there. You didn't come home. I thought it was you. Okay. Love you too, honey.
So Lem, meanwhile, he tracks down the guy who told them that the girl was buried in the park. And the guy tells him, I said horses, not stables. She's buried near the carousel. So they've been digging in the wrong place all night. Yeah, Lem wasn't too happy with that. He beats him a little bit. And then he takes the guy's heroin stash as collateral and says that he can get it back if they find the body where he says it is. Lem puts those drugs in his car's glove box. And then all the guys race over to the carousel to dig up the body. But when they get there, there's already a whole bunch of other police with shovels, and they're digging some holes.
Oh, shit.
So Shane meets with all the guys in the barn. He pretty much just tells them, hey, if I'm going away for murder, I might as well go away for killing Antoine. So Shane gets the bright idea. He's going to go up there and just kill Antoine and make everything easier for the other guys. So he goes into the interrogation room with Antoine, and Shane tries to provoke Antoine into attacking him. Shane says some very Shane things that I cannot repeat.
Yeah, no. TV Chronicles is done here today, everybody, and forever.
Walton Goggins, good for you, but yeah, FX, I didn't know what you're doing, but hey, yeah. But yeah, Antoine is smart. He doesn't take the bait. He realizes what Shane's doing, so he sits back down and puts his handcuff on, and Vic pulls Shane out of there. Vic tells him
how you don't get clean by getting dirtier. Like
you can't shoot a handcuffed man in the police station. Vic tells them that they can bring it to Monica and make it look like Antoine was blackmailing them the whole time. And pretty much it's all they can do at this point. So Vic shows Monica the video. She is a little upset that he didn't bring it to her immediately. But I mean, hey, she's going to work with it. She talks with Shane and Army separately and tells them that they're both going to need to take lie detector tests. And then Monica shows Antoine and his lawyer the video. And Antoine is not super happy. He ends up throwing the TV across the room. But you know that they're able to make a deal. So they cut a deal with Antoine to take the death penalty off the table and to arrange for his son to come with him back to the prison he just got out of. And in exchange for that, he confesses to killing the girl, and I think the mother too. But he says that he had nothing to do with the 2 cops. He also tells Monica that Shane and Army were working with him for a much longer time than that video was taken. Monica tells Vic that they're still going to need to pass the lie detector test. And now we got the strike team is back on the same page. They're going to be hitting the street, looking out for those cop killers. But Monica, her trust in the guys has kind of gone down a little bit. She's got one of the, I believe it's an internal affairs officers kind of watching Vic and his men now. And then at the end of the episode there, Antoine tells Vic and Shane that he does know who killed the cops and that they never will. So pretty much Antoine's going to go back to jail, but nothing he can't get in jail that he couldn't get on the outside. So no sweat for him. But yeah, so that's how we end these 4 episodes.
Yeah, great. I'll just great ending to this run of episodes. Really intense, just going in there. Glenn Close just heating things up. And like Vic is it's really fun to see Vic realize that he is not in control of this situation. That he's like, I really hope they found this fucking body already. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hold the reins on what's going on in this room. It's just not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
And ultimately having to come clean about the whole thing. And Glenn Close is like, "What the fuck is going? Well, what do you mean that like Shane put a hit out, like a hits out on you because of Antoine, and Shane's been working with this guy? What are you talking about?" Like,
You're just telling me this now?
yeah. And then we get this whole thing with like Aceveda too, like that's really gone. And then, I mean, I don't want to say like because we're definitely in. I'd say the I think the most exciting that the Shield has ever been. Not a whole lot of complaints. I will say there whenever we do get into the Danny, Julian, you
Nah.
know, like Claudette, like we get some like case that we got to solve. Like, well, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, I don't know why like I don't know why we have to watch Julian and Danny deal with the dumbest criminals like I've ever seen in my life. But like
You know how they could have made the show great? Have Danny and Julian be the two cops that were abducted and killed.
I mean, we're throwing an interesting thing in there. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, yeah, this could have been the season finale. And the only thing that kind of I think gives us the intrigue going forward is we still got to find out who killed these two cops, and Antoine still kind of got the win on that one. Like he was able to get out of there without telling him that. Great villain move on his part.
Mhm.
Super fantastic for the way Shield's going right now.
Yeah, I think it's great. Again, I don't know where we're gonna end. I hope we stick to landing. It won't change too much. Like even if they're three fine or okay episodes, I don't hold like the last season finale like higher. Like if you this 4 run was great, so
Mhm.
I'm not gonna take the 4 run away. Even like there was some great like the Antoine episode where he beats the shit out of Shane and shoots the girl is an all time episode. So overall, this season's been great. I just hope they stick the landing. The whole I just love Monica like realizing that she trusted Vic Mackey, which she was warned about. And truth be told, I don't blame Vic for what he did. Like overall, he was like, "This is a sticky situation where, like, you didn't tell me that." She also lies for Vic in the scene where she's like, "I authorized the camera inside the thing.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
did that. Like, I agreed to it." But like, it's this weird moment where you're just like, uh, where she's like not budging for Vic. Like, this bad guy are like two good cops. You think they're good cops? Well, if they pass their lie detector, then that's all that matters. But like, pass the lie detector and figure it out. So it's like she just wouldn't budge, and that's what's great about her as a character. Um, and when Antoine and Vic is like, just tell us the causes, and that one's going to my grave. Like, the good news is you'll never know who killed those cops.
Oh, yeah.
And like, and Vic just wanting to break the law. Shane struggling with that thing where he goes in and tries to revoke, but Antoine knowing, like, bitch, go ahead. Like, you can call me whatever names you want to call me. I'm not falling for this. But then to find out that they have the camera, it's just all around great episode. Great finishing the arc of this story. Where they go, still stuff to figure out, but really strong episodes. Yeah. Anything else on this before we head over to New York City?
I think we're ready.
Because this also has some fucking unpacking shit to unpack.
Yeah.
Whole garage full.
Yeah. Gotta clean out that old garage. Like, I don't want to see Don's shit in there anymore. Yeah, let's start out with was it called the Summer Man? Okay, I think I put this one in the wrong. Summer Man, like it's some like bad title, whatever. Summer Man, whatever. It's a song. Yeah, because it starts out with Don swimming and he's doing a journal, and yeah, I guess that Don's just getting fit and he's learning to write because he does that throughout the episode, talking about things in his journal and swimming and such. So yeah, then we go to the office. There's a bit of a commotion at the vending machine. Apparently, it ate Joey's watch. That one artist guy he's been showing up intermittent throughout the season. And Joan is like, I don't like why are you like banging this vending machine around? What's the deal? And like everybody is like, oh, don't worry, Joan, we'll keep it down. But Joey is like, whatever. Like I don't care what you're saying. And Joan doesn't like that very much. So like she goes over and she tries to give him a bit of a talking to. And he's like, yeah, whatever, you can go fuck yourself. Like just not like it just does not care about Joan's authority whatsoever. That upsets her, and she decides to go home early. Where we find out that her husband is leaving for basic training, and she is incredibly upset about it. And she gets more upset about it when her husband's like, "Don't worry, you have all your friends at work to talk to," and that makes her cry because, like, I guess she doesn't feel like she has any friends at work. We then they're dealing with a new account from Mountain Dew. They need to get some more work on it because they need to rework the logo. They want to make Joey full time. They call in Joan to see if they can make that happen, and she's like, I don't know. Like he's been making jokes around the ladies. Like I don't want to repeat him. And then Don was like, well, who's it for? It's like it doesn't matter, Don. Like it's like all right, fine. I guess we don't need to know. But can we just have him around for a bit? It's like all right, fine. But don't tell you I didn't warn you. Like so like they go back and forth here. Peggy then tries to go over to Joey, say, "Hey, need to show Joan her respect." And Joey's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." I mean, she's just trying to, she doesn't like she's an overblown secretary or whatever. But like she doesn't really have any real authority here. It doesn't matter. And we get to over to Betty and Henry. They decide to go out for dinner, have a good night on the town. But guess who's there? Don is there. He's having dinner with Jane's friend. And what do you know? Betty, doesn't really act well to that. Like she kind of embarrasses Henry, like as he's, I think, getting like some political thing like getting rolled up. And what do you know? They end up having an argument in the car, and she's still all drunk because like she can't handle seeing Don out in public. And we get oh yeah, and Don's out of a date with that girl, and she wants to be closer to him, and what do you know? Things get closer in the cab ride home. Like Don gets a little lucky there. But then what? You didn't go on. You got something to say?
Don's a piece of shit.
What?
Don's an absolute fucking bitch. Okay.
He's swimming. He's like not
my
drinking
gosh!
as much.
Matt! He's trying to. He gets a blowski in the car. He goes and fucks this girl that has basically kept him full court pressed away from her for so long. Fucks her. Takes advantage of her. Plays the long game for a really long time. What do you want to read ahead of your notes a little bit? What does he do the very next time we see Don Draper on screen? He sees the same girl that's came into the office many times and takes her out on a date. And so he just waited the long game to fuck her to now get another one. This man collects fucking trophies. Like he has a wall of vaginas that he has just slayed, and he has keepsake. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I saw your husband. Okay, I'm going to suck your dick now. And then all of a sudden, oh, thank you so much for that. Fuck you now, bitch. I'm done with you. Like, what?
I mean, they just didn't connect. Okay, like
Don might be the victim here. All these women are just throwing themselves at him.
I want to punch you in the face. God, I hate these girls. Crazy. They're not compatible. Oh, if you kept you out of the distance for 4 fucking months, you could have just ended it at any point. Oh. And then Betty to have a fucking thought. She's like 19 years old. Fuck off, Betty. You're a fucking bitch. Your daughter's terrified of you. You have a fucking milkman of a husband. Fuck off. Like, what the fuck? Shut up, Betty. You're dumb.
See, Cody's turnaround on Betty makes me think that it's possible he could turn around on Pete. We'll have to wait and see.
Man, it could. I don't know. I'm aware of some things later on, but there's going to be a bit of a hurdle for me.
Mark's
I'll say
remembering
that.
some things that happened later.
Next season, there's a particular season singing next that's going to be a little tough. Yeah, going on. I think Cody kind of alluded to it. He heard about this. He walks in the office. Faye's having an argument on the payphone. Don eavesdrops a little bit. Joan then talks to Lane about getting rid of the vending machine. Lane is like, I don't know, it's making us some money. Joey then imagines a sexual experience between Joan and Lane as like they're having that conversation. Tries to draw it. Peggy is like, I don't think you want to do that, and I guess it may have fell on deaf ears a little bit. Thing that'll happen later, because Peggy then goes to complain about the vending machine. And what do you know? She notices a drawing right up there on the her good old window of I guess like Joan maybe giving some good old pleasure over to Lane, and then she walks over there and she's like, oh, anybody want to own up to this shit? And everybody's all laughing and kind of half drunk. Is like, I don't know, and like just kind of seeing the picture there, whatever. And then Jonah's like, oh yeah, well I hope you guys go to Vietnam and fucking die. And then and everyone's like, okay, a bit of a fucking downer there, Joan. Okay, good comeback.
No, they're being mean to Joan. They deserve that.
What a fucking clapback. I hope you bitches get drafted and die. It's like when you insult that one person and they turn back and go so personal. You're like, Jesus, I'm so dead. I hope you fuckers die in Vietnam.
Yes. Then
I was
also
dead.
Henry then calls Don. He wants him to get his. He has some stuff at the garage. He's like, "Hey, I want to get a boat, and your stuff is in the way. So you mind come picking this shit up?" And he's like, "And we're having Gene's birthday party on Sunday. So why don't you come Saturday and pick up your stuff? Just so that you don't ruin the kids' day." So yeah. I didn't remember this Henry part. I'll be completely honest. He definitely came off like a bit of an asshole. In this
well, he's just tired of having to deal with Betty freaking out, and then he's got all Don's stuff in the garage. It's just the poor guy's got to deal with Betty. Give him some slack.
Yeah. While he's dealing with this, though, Peggy then comes over to Don, tells him everything that happened with Joan, and he's like, "Yeah, this probably ain't good." Or no, he actually makes a slight call. It's like, "I don't know, this drawing's kind of good. You sure it was Joey?"
It has insight and foresight. What are you talking about?
Left and right.
Doesn't seem like him at all. So.
And he kind of tells her, "Yeah, why don't you deal with this the way you see fit?" It's like, "What, you want me to do it?" He's like, "Yeah, you don't want me to get in the middle. you just go ahead and deal with it." So Peggy then goes over to Joey, tries to gets him to apologize. He's still pretty dickish about the whole thing, and Peggy is like, "Nah, fuck it, never mind, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here." So he packs up his shit, leaves off in a huff, tells the boys that the fun is over. And and then what do you know? The kind of bunch of stuff that Cody said. Yeah, Don asks out Faye because he sees an opportunity. Of course, she accepts. They go out on that date, have a nice evening. He's like, "Hey, well, why don't we just call it a night? I got to show a bit of a restraint here. So let's just that's what I need right now." And then, of course, Joan then talks to Peggy about sticking up for her. Joan is like, "I don't know, you made me look like a bit of an asshole there." And Peggy's like, "Made you look like a fucking asshole? What do you mean? I was trying to stick up for you." Like, no, because anything you do, they can just draw a picture and just, make everything we do meaningless. So, well, there you go. A bit of a point there. And then, Don shows up to Gene's birthday party, and Betty is like, doesn't really make a big deal out of it. Cause he's like, yeah, he's just alone in his apartment. He doesn't have anything. He can enjoy the time with the baby. And that is the end of The Summer Man.
It was an episode, yeah. I mean, nothing too crazy. Don's trying to better himself, I guess, maybe. The Joey and Joan stuff, the best part was just pretty much her telling them to go off and die in Vietnam. That was definitely the MVP moment for the episode. And yeah, there's kind of just some cool character moments, but not really a whole lot going on.
Do like it was funny. You kept thinking like, oh, he's trying to better himself. Like also throughout the whole episode, he's trying to think like, oh, maybe I have a drinking problem. He just continues to just drink the whole episode.
Yeah.
Like
This
just
is like the only episode where we had like the voiceover, right? This is the first time we've had that so far, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So that was a little jarring in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's a fine bridge gap. Like, I have no issue with it. I think Joan's situation, again, we still have so much untapped thing with Joan. Like, I don't fully understand Joan's character, and I don't understand that they want us to fully understand Joan's character. Like, she gets that with her husband. They're like connected. Like, die in Vietnam. Love that part. But overall, nothing groundbreaking in this episode. But it was a great just next stop. Like, I was fine with it. I enjoyed myself. I think the other episodes are better, but we'll discuss.
Yeah. Yeah, and then starting off with the beautiful girls. Yeah, Cody did kind of pull this up immediately. Yeah, Don's restraint only went so far. Come in. He is having some sex. And what do you know? It's Faye, and they did it, in the middle of the workday, because I guess Don is like, nah, fuck it, I'll just get this one out of the way. So, I guess they're sort of together now. They gotta, figure that out. Roger then learns that Joan's husband is going to Vietnam because she's been kind of acting on edge the whole time. He's tries to figure out a way to make it up to her. Peggy goes out to drink with one of her friends, and that's when Abe shows up, and he starts talking about like civil rights, and and then I guess can't compute that also women also have it tough in this time, and he's like, yeah, whatever, not as much as the black people. I mean, what? Nobody's stopping you from voting. Like, I guess he doesn't remember, like 50 years ago or something. doesn't quite remember all those amendments. So yeah, of course that upsets Peggy, and she just gets out of there because he's like, yeah, fuck this guy. Then Roger then orders Joan an in-house spa treatment to kind of make her feel a bit better.
Yeah, sure.
And then yeah, like in the middle, we also get the next work day. In the middle of a meeting, Sally makes an unexpected visit to Don's office. She's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be at home, so I just thought I wanted to be here with you." And Don's like, "What the hell, man? I got this tool, I got this automotive company here. Like, well, he doesn't like black people, and they're trying to like find a strategy here." It's like he tells Miss Blankenship, "Hey, just make sure she doesn't leave the office." And he's like, "Uh-huh, I'll do my best." Then Betty, oh yeah, no, he calls Betty, says, "Hey, you got to come pick up Sally." She's like, "Nah, fuck that. You can handle her for a day. I'll be in town. I'll be in the city tomorrow and pick her up." And he's like, "God damn it, like whatever. Like I'll deal with this later." And Abe then comes by the office. He tries to make it up to Peggy for writing like an article article about her. Peggy then reads it, and she's like, "The fuck, man? You saying like I'm what's wrong with America?" Like, no. I'm saying you're a symptom of what's wrong with America. He's like, "Yeah, you can't publish this. I'm gonna get fucking fired if you put this in the newspaper." Like,
Maybe
all
you
right,
shouldn't work. Maybe you shouldn't work for a place that's like that. Bitch, who the fuck?
I forgot about this guy. He really is the fucking worst. God, no one we gotta deal with more of his dumbass. Whatever. Yeah, Peggy then goes to check on Miss Blankenship, and I don't know. It looks like she's like taking a nap or whatever, and she's like, "Hey, Miss Blankenship, you okay?" And then like she just face plants in her desk, and Peggy realizes that she's dead.
I'm
Passed
so
away in the
pissed
middle of the
off.
day.
I'm so pissed off.
She
Like, when
was
she's
becoming
bringing
like
up-
the MVP of the show.
Absolutely. When she's bringing, is this the episode? Yeah, well, this has to be the episode because there's no other episode. She's bringing all the liquor in, and Peggy's like, "Hey, you want help? You're the first person to ask. Like, I only have 2 hands." Like,
It's like,
it was so funny.
Don's like, what's with all that? It's like, it's your supply for the week or something. It's like, take that back to the closet.
I'm full up. Like,
I'm bettering
Yeah,
myself.
until you're not. Alright, well, yeah, he gets Don gets called out of the meeting again. He's like, "The fuck, like, she's dead. Like, what are we doing? All right, make sure Sally stays in the office, and let's just like, and Joan volunteers to deal with it, and they got to make sure also the clients don't know about it, which we didn't get like a kind of like back in the day skit of talking to the clients, trying to find a strategy while in the background they're like wheeling like item and shit out of you into another office.
They should have just done a weekend at Bernie's with her.
it was so funny because when Betty, not Betty, motherfucking
Peggy.
Peggy, when Peggy finds her and like runs into the office and like sees just it was literally like out of a vaudeville like comedy, like a Carol Burnett sketch where she like runs in and sees his
Sally.
daughter sitting there, Sally sitting there, and is like, "Stay in the office." I know. Like, shuts the door, like, and then Joan's like pulling that thing to try to cover her, and can't cover it. And like, well, where do we go with her? We should call the hospital. We should call the coroner. It's just so fun. I'm so mad though. She was the best, and I dearly departed. Well,
Oh, then yeah, well, we get Don over here. He tries to get Faye to take care of Sally so he can finish out the workday. Faye is a bit frazzled by it, and I'll just say clearly doesn't really know how to talk to kids. Not that type of doctor. Definitely a bit I'm going to say out of practice. Like he just hadn't fucking done it clearly. Roger then is able to convince Joan to go to dinner with him after she's had a bit of a day having to deal with a dead body in the office. Um, they talk about stuff, kind of feeling better about themselves, a little bit better about themselves, and then Don does get home, makes Sally promise not to go to his office unattended again. After the dinner, Joan and Roger get mugged, and they get jewelry and like wallets stolen from them, and afterwards like they were able to get away with it unscathed. And Joan is like freaking out, and Roger takes her to an alley, tries to get her to calm down, say, "Hey, everything can be replaced," and then she just starts kissing him, and like, I guess that would like I don't know, they get all hot and bothered right
The
there on the spot.
adrenaline.
They just have sex right out in the street.
Conspiracy
Is it-
alert.
is that
Roger
confirmed?
hired that mugger.
Did they pork there?
Yeah.
Well, considering what happens later,
Well, I didn't know if they did that. That's disgusting behavior. The streets of New York City,
100% hired that mugger because he knew what would happen.
100%.
I mean that's
It works so
unconfirmed.
well with the masseuse and the pedicure and manicure. Might as well just get a mugger involved.
But no, then we get to the next morning. Don agrees to spend time with Sally before heading into the work. I think I don't remember what it was. I didn't write it down. Something about the zoo or
And then went to the zoo, museum.
Yeah, try to have some fun there. Well, they're handling Miss Blankenship's obituary. Joan and Roger then reflect a bit on the night before, like kind of making sure that it's not a huge deal or anything. Betty then comes by to pick up Sally. Sally is like, "No, I don't want to go home with her. I want to stay with you." And Don's like, "Nah, it can't happen that way." And and then Sally just starts throwing a fit there. He tries to bring in Faye to kind of talk to Sally. And of course, that goes poorly because she can't really talk to Sally. And then Sally just runs out the office, trips, and everybody's like, "Oh my God." And then that's when Megan comes by and she gives her a hug and kind of calms down. Like Megan is able to calm down Sally and get her at least ready to say her goodbyes to her dad, where Betty is there, ready to pick her up, and they say their goodbyes there. They then Faye later on is upset with Dawn for putting her in that awkward position of having to meet his daughter while also trying to like talk her down. It's like I mean, I don't know her. You're her dad. Like it's something you should be able to do, man. Like I also feel like I failed a test with you. Like so you're kind of an asshole here. And then Peggy's friend then comes by, and then like Peggy is like, "Yeah, man, hey, why don't you just not try to set me up with that Abe guy again? He kind of sucks." And she's like, "I don't know, he's kind of nice." And then that makes Peggy kind of reconsider Abe for some fucking reason. And then
Peggy is the worst tasting guys.
yeah,
Worst.
the episode ends with Peggy, Faye, and Joan taking the elevator down at the end of the day of work, and that's the end of the Beautiful Girls.
Wait, are they the beautiful girls?
I didn't think about that. But, you know.
I think it's the old lady.
So this is a fun episode. I really liked it. There's a couple of really good Dawn moments that I think when the old lady who found Sally on the train and brings her to the office, and then she like tries to give Dawn parenting advice or something like that. And he's like, "I offered you money and said thank you. Get out of here." And then the next morning when Sally makes him the French toast and gives him the stuff to pour on it, he's like, "What did you put on this? Give me the bottle." And he's like, "It's rum. You should have read the labels." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is it bad?" It's like, "Not really. It's actually good."
Exactly. Yeah, the woman on the train be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." The husbands never do. The dads never do. I offered to pay you. What do you want, bitch? Like I don't need a lecture right now. Like I'm already upset about this. Fuck you. And then so that part I laughed really hard at that one. And then the whole like skit of just like like of the dead body just worked really well. Which again, this is a situation that worked. Like the lawnmower one didn't work for me. This one did work. But I do like again, she'll be gone in a week or two because Don doesn't like women. Doesn't like committed women. He just likes the quick women. But she's like, you shouldn't have put me in that thing. It feels like a test, and I feel like I failed it. Like I like it's like no, like it's not every circumstance is perfect. Like I didn't know this was going to happen either. I just needed help. Like that's all. So they have that kind of cool moment. Yeah, but a lot of just public sex in this one. Just awkward. Blowski and the cop in the taxi cab. Let's fucking New York streets. Like she's more worried about what's coming later than she's probably got a disease from doing it in the dirt in the wide open spaces. But that's just my thoughts. But great episode.
Oh, let's see. But I mean, it could be something to worry about there. There's definitely a lingering thing that Joan does have to unfortunately worry about going into episode 10, hands and knees.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
a
guess.
better time for me to bring it up for you instead of just putting it on the screen?
Oh, I mean, it went in there. It doesn't matter. We made the transition.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, you know, Joan then goes up to Roger and says, "Hey, I'm late." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And, no, I'm late.
For what?
Ooh, that's right. Yeah. It's like, okay, well then
Who
let's
was
sure.
He's been deployed in 7 weeks. Can't be his.
They try to get Roger tries to make an appointment at the doctor, try to figure out not Joan's doctor, because like Joan's doctor knows that she's married, so gotta go to a different doctor.
Best doctor in the fucking world. Like this doctor's great.
Yeah, then go in an attempt to make it up to Sally, Don then says he's going to take her to see the Beatles. Yeah, I guess she gets excited about some little rock band named the Beatles. So she gets
Gonna be a
excited.
one-hit wonder, fucking losers.
Fuck, stupid thing. Okay, yeah, Lane then gets a surprise visit from his dad in his office. I guess he thought his kids were gonna come by, and he standing there with a Mickey Mouse doll, and like he's like, "Yeah, I came here to take you home." He's like, "Well, I'm not going home, but why don't we have a meal first?" Like, all right, sounds good. They have a meeting with North American Aviation, try to figure out kind of the direction to go for that. Then kind of, and also in the middle of that, Don reminds Harry to give him those Beatles tickets. And then Lane invites him to the dinner with his dad, because obviously Lane doesn't want to be alone with his dad. And then they proceed to have like the most fucking awkward night out imaginable, where Don is just like, I kind of wish I wasn't here, but all right. And like Lane's dad is like, calling his son a drunk or whatever, and like emasculating him kind of subtly every chance he gets. And then Lane gets a bit handsy with one of these kind of like bunny waitresses, and she has to remind him not to do that. So yeah, definitely good stuff there. Uh, Betty then gets a visit from some G-men. She had some they had some security questions about Don, whether or not he is who he says he is linked to the U.S. and all those things. And then Betty then calls Don, says, "Hey, like you could have given me some heads up about these government men coming to talk to me." And then Don is like, "Fuck you mean government men coming to talk to you? I didn't tell you. Yeah, I didn't know about these guys. Like, yeah, they were like asking like if you were who you said you were and all this stuff." He's like, "I don't even know if I should be talking with this on the phone." He's like, "Of course you should. You should definitely be talking to me on the phone." And yeah, you have a nice day, thinking that the phone is like bugged or something. And then he then goes talk to his secretary and he's like, "Hey, did I send something to the Department of Defense?" He's like, "Yeah, I filled it out for you and I signed it. I got a copy for it right here." And Donna's like, "The fuck you filled it out for me? Like, why wasn't I consulted?" Like, "Don't worry, it's all on your employment record." Like, this is very serious. I got to deal with this. So Don is figuring out that the government is now going to be coming after him because like he realizes all the information on that page is about the other Don Draper. So he's got to deal with that. Uh, Lane then goes and apologizes to the girl at the club. Apparently, and like that particular girl, Lane is now in a relationship with, and he said he just wanted his dad to meet her, and that they were going to try to schedule a proper meet with that. Uh, we then head over to the aforementioned doctor that Cody was talking about, where that doctor's just going in on Joan, going in on Roger. Sorry, yeah, you ruined her. I can't believe what you did to this poor woman. Like,
You
you
should
wanted.
be ashamed of yourself.
Sounds like a good doctor. Yeah.
I don't know. Roger's right. They didn't come there for his judgment. Okay, they just want. He's like,
Be a
yeah, I know.
fucking jerk.
I know what you came here for. Write down this thing. I don't want it in my hand.
What's great?
So yeah, they get the information for this abortion doctor so that she can take care of the pregnancy. Dawn then confronts Pete about the background checks, and Pete is like, "Oh yeah, those background checks. Yeah, I just sent those out." And he's like, "What do you mean they just sent those out?" And Pete then suddenly realizes, "Oh god damn! Like, why'd you fill that out? Like, you can't do because my secretary signed it out, and I sign things without looking because that's what I do. Like it's Pete's problem or something." He just signs shit.
That's when I forgot that he is like
Yeah.
like they haven't pulled that card in a while, and it's like, oh shit, like yeah, this could be an issue for Don. Yeah, I forgot about
Uh, he tries to get Pete to say, "Hey, you said you got that friend, Department of Defense. You see how far it's gone?" And then Pete's like, "I don't know. What are you gonna do?" He's like, "Don't worry. This isn't your problem. Like I just need a head start." And then Pete's like, "Don't worry. I'll look into this for you. You don't have to, worry about running off. Just we'll figure this out." The next day, then Pete just tries to talk to Don. He says, "Yeah, my friend's looking into it. Like he'll find out more later." He also says, "Hey, maybe we can just ride this out? It's been a while." And Don is like, "No, it's desertion. Like, this is like a serious thing. Like they're gonna come after me."
that.
And
They don't
like,
forget.
yeah. And then he's like, "No, Pete." Like he tells Don like, "No, you gotta dump this account. Like we can't have them looking into me further." He's like, "Come on, man. Like I worked on this for
$4
years."
million.
So yeah, like, nah, man, I don't care. You gotta deal. Just gotta go. So then Don then calls his accountant, tries to prepare for the worst to try to figure out how to leave some money for his kids in case he's got to get out of there. Uh, Joan goes to the abortion doctor and then speaks to an upset mother and just doesn't have the heart to tell this mother that yeah, she's the one there getting the abortion. Uh, Roger then has dinner with Lee Garner Jr. and they're having a good time, and like Lee Garner Jr. goes to pay. He's like, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm the one that pays, and it's like, "Well, here's the thing about that. All our companies are consolidating our business, and you guys aren't going to be doing our ad work anymore." And then Roger's like, "The fuck, man! Like, that's our fucking company. Like, you're 2/3 of our business. Like, we're fucking dead, man. I don't know what we're gonna do." It's like Lee's like, what you got?"
I didn't look it up because I didn't want to get spoiled by anything. But wasn't there a discussion between the other partners after the Japanese thing that if we can find a way to move on from Lucky Strike, like that's all he's got for us, then we don't have to keep
I think it
Roger in the
was more if
picture?
we can find a way to move Roger off of Lucky Strike. I don't think they wanted to
Okay.
lose Lucky Strike.
I didn't know if they
Yeah.
could find a way to like offload, like if they could find enough clients that Lucky Strike wasn't the main source anymore, they didn't have to deal with Roger. But I may be wrong. I just thought that because after that they were growing a little tired of Roger's antics, but maybe not.
No,
But he did have a full blown meltdown.
yeah, no, they did not they did not want to lose this, and yeah, Roger's kind of freaking out. They're trying to at least give him a little bit of time before he at least has to break it to them that they lost Lucky Strike. And then oh yeah, Don and Faye. Faye then offers to take Don home for the day. They are then confronted by some suit and tie individuals, and that sends Don into a bit of a tizzy. Turns out they were looking for some family called the Vernons or whatever. Like, but that sends Don into a full blown panic attack. Like he's like ripping off his shirt, and Faye like freaking Faye out. Like she has no idea what to do. Um, then we then go to Lane. He tries to introduce his new lady to his dad, and the dad, doesn't really take too well to it. Like she clearly tells she's not wanted there. She takes off to dinner early, and then Lane is like, "Listen, like, I'm not going back to my family." And then he just like cracks him over the face with his cane and just starts beating him. He's like, "Listen, you're gonna go back to your family. It's gonna be here, over there. You're done with this." And then Lane is like, "Okay, I'll do it. Just don't hit me with the cane again." Like, then
When he
Dad takes
cracked
off.
him over the head with that, I about pissed my pants. It's like this old man just beat your ass.
Then he steps on his hands. He says, "Okay,
Yeah,
yeah."
like I was like, this is a fucking like gang mentality. Like,
Then see Roger staying late one night, trying to call through his Rolodex, try to find some new business to guess find some $20 million kind of in there. So he's having a bit of trouble with that. Then as Faye is still pretty worried about Don, she's like, "I don't know, like you're kind of freaking out a lot there." And he's like, "Yeah." He ends up kind of telling her the truth, kind of what he did. He ends up opening it up to her a bit in this episode, kind of uh, getting a little bit close with her. Pete then goes sees Don at his apartment, uh, and he sees Faye leaving around the same time. That's Pete figuring out that him and Faye are kind of having a thing, and he has good news. Apparently, Don has not been flagged. So, like, if this is as far as the account goes, uh, Don is at least in the clear. And Pete is still combative. He wants to see if there any way to save this account, and like Don just isn't having any of this. He's just gonna have to. Pete is just gonna have to suck it up and tell the partners that yeah they're gonna lose American Aviation. They then go to that partners meeting, and Pete then makes some shit up about like some general being mad, and everybody's like, "Fuck, man, what happened?" But Roger just loses it in the meeting. He's like, "Yeah, what you couldn't just he just had to stand by the guy and jerk him off, and you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You fucked up." He goes fucking nuts on him, and then he definitely getting some of his personal stuff kind of out in the open a little bit. They make him apologize for it. Lane then says he is going back to England for a little bit to spend time with his family, and all the financial stuff can go through Joan. And the meeting then goes on with Roger not coming clean about Lucky Strike. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Faye then goes to check on Don, see if he's okay. He's able to say, "No, I'm fine," and it's worked itself out. Then Megan comes by with the Beatles tickets that Harry had for him, and yeah, that is the way Hands and Knees ends. What do we got?
I mean, this was a good episode. This is we'd never seen Don like this in this episode. The way he's pretty much just freaked out that he feels like everything's going to come crumbling down on him, and the stuff with Elaine and his father is just out there, and it's really setting up, I guess, for the end of the season. The whole now they've lost pretty much. He said Lucky Strike is $20 million. So
I mean, whenever they did originally, it was like 2/3.
Yeah.
It's the 71% or whatever
Oh, yeah.
of their amount of money.
So I'm sure shit is going to hit the fans once that news is revealed to everyone. But yeah, so yeah, cool stuff. And poor Pete's wife is stuck there with the Antichrist in her belly, and it's just yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great episode. I like the Lucky Strike conversation. Like, you owe me that. I don't owe you shit. Like, I owe you nothing. Like, don't say that. Sorry, we're consolidating. This is already done. Give me 30 days, like that. And of course, that boils over into the Pete thing. It's like, and Pete, like, definitely not bad guy of the week on this one, because Pete does take the fall for Don and like overall like covers for him.
Yeah, Don's
he
really
doesn't
quiet
have to.
when he's getting yelled at the end there.
Yeah, I'm like, what the? You're such a bitch. Like, stop. Like, you could say like, oh, it's all right, no big deal. Like, no, nope, just fucking long as he's yelling at you, not me. But overall, I think it's a absolute great episode that led to it. I never thought those concert tickets were coming, by the way. They kept asking about them. I was like, they're gonna fucking miss. There's gonna be a subplot, something. Nope, they end up going. But surprised she didn't get slapped for cheering too loud next to Betty. Like, Betty probably was gonna beat her ass with that. What else was the fucking cane to the head? It was just something fucking next level. That was fucking crazy. But yeah, overall, they're all hitting. Like, again, I have my doubts. My doubts will never be with this show. Like, I'm comfortable where this will end up going, because it's just they have not steered me wrong in a direction that I just am not satisfied with. But I also think they have the least stakes, if that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tony Soprano and them have an entire family like to operate, and like there's gang mentalities. They're fucking ads. Like, like, businesses come, businesses go. But overall, like, the drama is not too much drama. It's besides that they thrust upon themselves. But it's not like we never have two people getting in the car at the same time, and if they get there before the other one, someone dies. Like, that's not happening in Mad Men. Like, we're fine.
We never have a moment on the elevator where, like, is Don about to kill Pete?
Yeah, like, that's not happening. Like,
I mean,
give him a stern talking to.
I don't know what you're talking about. We added on to the kill count this week. Okay, like,
we did.
Like, we got a sharp rise in here.
You do. Don't worry, my show.
On the show.
Don't worry. Speaking of murder, mine will add some people too. So, you saw nothing. Yeah. So we're going to New Jersey, to the Sopranos. If I figure out my color, thank you so much. Awesome, perfect. Let's move. The mergers and the acquisitions. So fun stuff's happening in the Soprano world. Furio is upset because he's going to Italy, and he's, are you coming back? Carmelo's hoping he comes back, but who knows? Tony like walks down and is like, are you getting the fuck out of here? Like, Tony gonna go? Yeah, but he's saying like he's sad about the whole situation. Walnuts is again, while Furio's gone, there's going to be some tag team people driving Tony around. So Walnuts is this one. But Tony's like, I'll drive myself. Like, I am not dealing with this anymore. Like, he's driving him crazy. Christopher gets a phone call from Tony of course, Tony is struggling with his, keep getting high, and he can't stay sober. Um, the main thing that happens in this episode is Carmela gets pretty upset with Tony because she finds some piece of a nail that clearly doesn't belong to her in Tony's clothes that goes wrong. But where Tony meets her is at the horse stables with Ralph. Ralph and her kind of have a flirty reaction with each other. But Tony gets her to Ralph. The girl gets Ralph to step in horse shit, and like it's one of my favorite lines. It's like, "Oh, don't you know it's good luck? Then why aren't we all stopping in horse shit? Like, what the fuck? It's got to be by accident." So they're still talking about Pile Mine getting her to race, but Tony flirts with her a little bit. There's a setup situation. Walnuts takes his mother to the nursing home. It's a retirement community. And the old ladies have basically a set up group that she can't enter. Like, you're not allowed to enter. And Walnuts goes, I think you'll make room. He's like, I don't think I will. Tony's setting up a theater system into his house because apparently, he's been talking about like passing it on to Christopher. He's talking to the guy about like laying low, like being able to pass the business off. So that one girl is back with him at this art place. They're like looking at paintings and stuff, and he ends up fucking her. There's the whole nice, lovely sex scene that they end up having together. They end up pranking each other with salt, like the salt shaker, and he's like, "Oh, you kiss me right now." It's this gross scene. They end up like
He's a
kissing.
prankster.
Then they cut back to the old ladies playing blackjack. She hits and she's like,
You took
and
my
then the
car.
you took my card. I wanted the 3. Oh, did ya?
I mean, I kind of see the lady's point of view. Like, what are you doing hidden on 18? The fuck is that?
She could have got 21.
Like, yeah, like I was going for a 3. Yeah, we know you were going for a 3.
And then she's like, I'm sure you don't understand the fine points. Why don't you go play roulette? Like, I couldn't agree with her more. I would have lost my ever loving shit. Tony comes back with Carmela, and they like try to like, because he pranked with his mistress, he thinks he's just gonna prank with her, like this fucking weird thing. Dumps cold water on him. He's like, you remember when we got married and we promised on this shit? If that wouldn't happen, like, you promised me. Like, Tony's like, what the fuck ever. Walnuts goes to a school and meets with the principal, which is the son of one of the ladies in the nursing home, like basically shakes him down. I don't know if it'll work. Like, these women are, I think you'll find a way. I don't know about that. Tony's out to dinner with all the group. Ralphie enters with her. And he's like, well, I'm out. Tony's like, I'm out now. Like, I ain't going with Ralphie. They meet by the bathrooms. He's like, I'm not. You fucking Ralphie. Have fun with Ralphie. I ain't doing, like, enjoy him. She's trying to explain, like, I don't fuck Ralphie. Like, Ralphie doesn't like the traditional, like, I've said enough. Maybe you should walk back first. We shouldn't walk back together. Like, go yourself, okay? So, uncomfortable. Carmela's at home waiting for Tony to come home. She's, like, not sitting well because that fingernail. She goes outside to the feed thing and tries to get in with the shovel. Can't get in. Basically, she knows there's something in there, so she's trying to get herself in, but can't get in, so she just sits there and waits. Carmela, though, his mistress called him again and talks about like the stuff that Ralphie's into, about a cheese grater on his dick and like some fucking weird shit. I said, fuck no, I ain't doing that. Like, and then he's like, I'm sorry, I gotta call you back. My accountant's just walked in. And then sits down with Jennifer, and like Jennifer tries to get to the bottom of it with Jennifer, like, hey, what would you explain to me, like this person like needs this pain? And it was like, I have another client. No, you made me wait before. Let me ask you another thing. Is it something? And then basically ask the age-old question: does everything have to do with someone's mother? Like, why does everything circle back to the mom? Tony comes home. Tony takes a shower. Carmela goes out and to the gets the key, gets in there, grabs money. Walnuts meets with his grandma, his mom, and she's crying. She's like, "They're mean to me." Blah, 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 the sad thing, crying. Furio shows back up in Italy. Basically, his old like has moved on without him. Like he's not really needed there anymore. They've gotten everything figured out, so he's not good. Fucking Carmelo looks like a Mario Batali, like fucking guy cooking, and like has a vision about him and Furio. Like, oh great. Um, Ralphie and Tony meet like in the Adriana's club thing. He's like, "Hey, I don't think she likes you very much. The way you're talking to you, like, you need to be respect." Oh, who gives a fuck? And then tries to like get information out of her. Like, what about the girl? Like, what do you? What? What? Oh, best sex of my life. I'm probably gonna marry her. Like, oh, we still fuck for hours. Oh, interesting. Interesting how that works. Um. Uh. Walnuts meets with like the head of the nursing retirement community and goes, she's kind of a tattletale. Every little thing she says, she cries a lot. They don't really like her, so like you need to figure something out. Tony gets on the phone with the girl, basically talks about like, hey, I'm done with Ralphie, like we can be together. I don't know. And basically she's like meets him at a bar and it's like, it ain't gonna work. Like I'm married. Like this dream that you're having is not going to work. She ends up slapping Tony and like running off. Carmelo takes her money and like puts it in different things, like for security based things. And Tony goes over to Janice's house to find out what the fuck Ralphie's into. He goes, I feel this fucking personal. Like this is breaking his trust. $3,000. All right. Well, what do you want to know? What do you already know? You ain't paying me $3,000 to answer my question. Like, tell me what it is. And he like wants me to put a strap on, and like he can't have sex the normal way. He doesn't get hurt. Oh, interesting. So basically, gives him kind of the green light to like, you know what, I can have sex with this woman. Have sex with her. Tony goes out to his feet thing, finds that the money is short, and he's questioning everything that goes along with that. Two bullies at the school chase down, or two like guys connected in the family chase down the principal at the school, hurts his arm, and she's like, "I've lived for 84 years to not like people. I don't want to like people now. Just, you know what? We'll have to switch your home. You better play nice, or we're gonna switch you out of this home." So she's gonna end up playing nice. Tony walks downstairs, just kind of this quiet like situation. She knows something's off, and it's like, "Hey, do you want coffee? Yeah, decaf. Hey, AJ, you been out in the front yard a little bit? No, oh, nothing. What's wrong, Tony? Nothing." And they just share a look with each other that she knows he knows, and she knows, and yeah, just the price of doing business, because he finds the thing
The nail, yeah.
and he's like, you know what? I can't even fucking fight this one on this one.
He got taxed.
You got taxed. You got points taken. It's one of the coolest moments that they don't have a bickering fight. There's no screaming. There's no yelling. It's just like, you know what you know. It's just like when somebody crosses you, you take money out of them. She took money out of you. You left something behind. I think it's a great episode overall. The little weird, personally, like we got a little too close to Ralphie's like situation, but overall, you find some things out. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a fun episode. All the stuff with the Paulie and his mom at the retirement home is really funny, and then just Tony getting the relationship with his girl, and like her pranks and stuff. I didn't see Tony like going for that, but he falls for it, and then he has to spend the whole rest of the episode trying to figure out how how involved with Ralphie was she, and he gets the good news. And but I will say this episode kind of messed up my whole plan for the weekend, because when Tony was setting up his theater room, he was watching The Fugitive, and they showed just enough of The Fugitive that after this episode, I'd watch The Fugitive. So it put me behind on finishing up The Sopranos, but it was worth it.
I was waiting for the I don't care, but I didn't get it. I'm telling you, that man's a cinephile. He could be movie trivia champion. Tony Soprano.
Yeah, no, this episode is a lot. The Sopranos is always just a lot of fun with things I don't think they're gonna be fun. Like the stuff that they get out of Polly's mom, like going into this like retirement community, and the ladies are mean to her for honestly good reasons. But like them getting stuff out of that, and him like pressuring like a son to like kind of get some lady to involve her, great stuff. And then yeah, we get the course like Carmela finding out at least pretty sure Tony's cheating on her,
Oh, yeah.
then makes her go to the stockbroker and like invest $9,999, and stockbroker's like, oh, funny enough, like if it's 10,000 over, we got to report it to the IRS, and you're coming just on. Which, and then we get that great ending where both of them are like he's thinking like, huh, you got anything you want to confess? And thinking like she's gonna confess about the 50,000. She's like, nah, you got anything you want to confess? Like, like, both of them like know that they're holding that stuff out from each other. It's like just completely different stuff. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Episode 9. Whoever did this basically starts with the court case. Junior Soprano, also known as Groucho Marx. He is in trial and he ends up falling, and dementia is activated in or at least that's the plan that they're going to go at. Carmela goes down to the horse stable to meet Pile Mai, and they all have that whole conversation. Tony Jr. is in with a neck brace and like mixing up dates and stuff like that. Tony's like, we should shut for fucking suing the Justice Department. Fuck this shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. Then Janice shows up, goes, oh, you gotta take him to the best head doctor in the world, blah, blah, in front of the head doctor. Like, just what the fuck? When we see a weird moment where Ralphie and the group are calling, and they end up calling Mrs. Walnuts, and basically tells him, I hate to break this to you, but we saw him. He was having sex with or sucking a Boy Scout's dick, and horrible. They had to make surgery because they found a gerbil. They found a little rodent in his ass, like he had a gerbil, and they're like laughing and losing it, and blah blah.
Ralphie just get through all this trouble over a joke, and now he's going and doing this stuff.
And he's like sitting there having a real conversation and goes, oh wait, gotta go, and then like runs to the phone to make this phone call because he forgets, like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do this, I forgot. Like, oh, fucking dumbass. But they're all loving it. Junior and Tony basically have a whole conversation about like their plan, like the head problems and like the what you can do like to get out of what he's in. Then we get to an archery thing. Kids are shooting bows and arrows and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden one of the kids gets struck with it. It's Ralphie's son in the chest, and Ralphie runs back and gets him to the house, and they're all sitting there. Tony shows up and is like this. Then his ex-wife shows up, or ex-baby mom, or whatever the situation is. Like, you never take responsibility for fucking anything. Like, I knew you should have took him to the archery range. You took your eyes out. You don't fucking. So they end up going at it. Tony ends up separating them. Then Junior and them meet with the lawyer, talking about like, hey, they can throw out your entire case if your dementia like is there. Like, this is the place where we're going to be running. They're going to be sending tests your way, so you have to prepare for that. Ralph's second wife shows up to like be with him and like tell me sorry and like all the hard things. Carmela has a dinner with her. And they're sitting there talking about Artie and taking sleeping pills and being suicidal, and like Tony's on the outs with him and everything. So there's that situation. One of Groucho Marx just fucking sits there and like they're doing the situation. They're like running through the test, and Bakula asks him a question. Is like, if you don't say your name, then they know you're lying. You're fucking with them. Like you're gonna have to be somewhere good with these answers. Like maybe you should just pick up the test and wipe your ass with it, and then they'll know you're crazy. Like that's what you feel like. Just a stupid situation. Like this is so funny. Um, Ralphie meets with a priest to have like you ever have the sin? He's like, do you want to confess and things like? I'm not gonna do it today, but when I want to make sure it's right, so when I come back, it'll be a good one. Like, all right, Ralphie. Tony and Tony's AJ's got his like health kick. Like used to be a chubby kid in the show, now he's like real fit and stuff, and they're like talking about that for some situation. Ralphie and Tony meet like in the office, and he's like crying to him. He's like, Tony does not know how to comfort somebody at all. And then while the dude's crying at him, he's like, hey, by the way, like that girl you were with, I'm seeing her. Like, good for you, Tony. Then Ralphie says the most scumbag thing ever when he's walking towards the door. He's like, I wish I could have, maybe if I met a girl like Carmela, like I would have been happy and my life would have been better, blah, blah, blah. Like basically throwing it in Tony's face, like, you're choosing this other girl, but you have like a great one at home. Like you could have had her, blah, blah. Tony doesn't read much into it, but that's what I ended up getting from it. Walnuts is pissed off about the Ralphie situation because he knows it was him. He's like, I know he's fucking him. If I say he's dead, Tony basically gets in his face and goes, you know the law, you can repeat the law. Like, then you better own up to it, because if you touch him, if he ends up dead, you're gonna have to answer to me. And they kind of have a share mod. Junior goes through that test and is like, who was the president? George Bush. Who was the president? John F. Kennedy. I remember when he got shot. Like going through all these like stupid, like trying to sell the situation. Tony gets woken up when he was having an affair with the girl, and it's from the stables. There was a fire. Mai is dead. She was burned really bad. They had to put her out of her misery, so she didn't die originally. Tony goes straight. They're telling her that a light bulb like broke, and like that's what ended up causing the fire. Tony has his doubts on what actually happened. Tony goes over to Ralph's, where Ralph's making eggs. He's like, yeah, it'd be a shame whoever did that. He's like, yeah, whoever did that. You know what? I want some eggs. Let's do some eggs. And like ends up, they end up getting to, he's like, you fucking piece of shit. So ends up fighting with Tony. They end up going round and round, fighting, raid to the eyes, eggs to the face, toaster almost to the side of the head. Like there's just a battle that they're having. It's kind of weird to see Tony like in a physical altercation with somebody because he's so protected. Like no one really goes hand to hand with him. But Tony ends up busting his head on the ground enough and punching him where he kills him. So Ralphie is dead. A season later than I thought it was going to happen. Like, I thought he was going to be the dead body at the end of this one because of what he did to the girl. But he got the hardest pass possible. Came full circle where Ralphie was like a kind of a back to being a main person in Tony's group. And it took killing a horse where basically set Tony off. Tony calls fucking Christopher just shot up with heroin. Just shot
He's got
up.
the best timing for that.
He passes back out, and then he goes over to Tony and is like, you're fucking high. He's like, no, I'm not. I think fucking you fucking junkie. You fucking, like, just yelling at them. But they end up dismantling basically Ralph's body, which is fucking wild to me. Like, I get it, but like fucking hatchets, fucking meat cleavers, they're cleaning all the eggs out, they're cleaning, they sit there and watch some television, wait till it's night. Christopher kind of like justifies his like drugs, but it's not like a real drug addiction. He says they put his head, which was horrible looking, but whatever. The head, when they pull off the hair, and he was bald. It was like, holy shit, did you know this? Of course I fucking knew it. Like, you're so fucking high, you didn't even know what he did. But they end up putting his head in a bowling ball bag and all this stuff, and they end up burying that with a track hoe, and they dump the body into like the river with weights and sink it, and they end up like getting rid of Ralphie. And then when they get back to the Bada Bing, Ralphie goes, "Oh, the only problem I have with this is like with Ralphie's disappearance, like who will know? Like anybody can go then, like that situation." And Tony like looks at him straight in the face and goes, "The only one that knows that Ralphie's gone is you. Like, should I work? Oh no, I was just saying. Okay, what the fuck?" It's twice that he said some questionable stuff. Like Tony's like delivering like this serious message, and they do a really good job of like telling the time. Well, they take showers and they clean up all the stuff and make sure they burn all their clothes. Junior, I guess, sets the more dementia thing up as he walks across to the person's house and goes, "Can I have some ice cream?" "Sure, Mr. Brandon, just what you do there. Get back in the house." Like just this whole thing. And then the Tony walks outside in a like blinding light, like it's been a full fucking day. They've been handling this stuff. So Ralphie's dead, Pile Mai's dead. Thoughts?
Yeah, this is a great episode. This is the first episode of Sopranos I ever saw. Yeah.
What?
Yes, I think I remember reading like, oh, there was a big shocking twist on Sopranos this week. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. So I watched it. It's like, so I've seen the Sopranos from this episode on. So we finally caught up to the point where I entered into the Sopranos world.
Did you ever go back?
No.
So all the stuff we watched from season 1, 2, and 3, you never knew?
No.
Holy
What?
shit.
Yeah.
So you knew Ralphie died, you just didn't know why. Like you didn't know like
Well, I
where
knew it was because of the horse.
Right, but you didn't know like where he came
I didn't know the backstory of all the other shit that he did that he should have died a while ago.
That just blew my mind. We're 16
because
episodes
it was watching
in,
this episode, and when the scene where Ralphie's running out to see the kid, that was like, oh, I vividly remember seeing that. So that was crazy.
The most fucked up thing I ever did was watch episode like season 6, episode 4 of Game of Thrones. Was the first one I ever turned on. I was like, let me see what it's about. But I went back and watched all the original season. You just were like, I'm in it.
I think I went back and watched some of it, but I never like went back and like watched the whole show from start to finish.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
I mean, the Shield, same thing. Shield, I started watching that season 5 premieres when I started watching the Shield. I eventually went back and watched all that though, but yeah, I mean, this is a really good episode. It's crazy to think that all the stuff that Ralph did is the horse that finally, and I believe him when he said that he didn't burn the horse. I believe him when he says that. So it's just
I don't.
He's fucking lying. There's no way. He wanted out of those doctor bills 100%.
That's what I thought. I thought Tony's anger was misplaced. But when he said the days are gone, like she's over, like, and then I've realized.
Yeah, I believe that he just didn't really care about the horse. The horse was always about money to him, but I don't think that it was at the point where he did that. But who knows? I don't remember if they say
that is
definitively.
Crazy. You just dropped that nugget. Like, the people think I'm fucking crazy when I will not watch like the episode 2 of Star Wars without watching episode 1. This is more crazy. Do you just watch from season 4 and said, "Yep, we're here"? You were 3 episodes,
you
4
pick
episodes
up on it pretty quick.
Yeah, we're the new Mrs. Soprano.
No.
I mean, probably better. Damn.
I mean,
I think I did go back and watch like maybe the first. Did I? Yeah, I think I maybe watched them on like DVD, like the first couple seasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely from like here to the end of the show, I did not watch
your very first run through The Sopranos. You just watched from season 4.
Yeah, it was episode 9 to the end of the show.
That's great. Like, I think what's blowing my mind a little bit is like there's like a 2-year gap in between this season and the next season.
Yeah.
None of that time. You're like, maybe I'll just burn through at the beginning of this show, see what I'm like. Nothing.
You gotta go to the video store. You have to rent the DVDs, and then so it's a whole thing.
okay. I mean, even when the HBO now, like, accessible, it's like, oh, I'll just run through. Like, no.
Like I said, I think I did eventually go back and watch the seasons because I do remember some of the stuff with the mom prior to us watching this stuff. So I must have gone back at some point. But yeah, I did not go back from here until the end of the show. Yeah.
Matt just derailed the show. Like, I was prepared to
Yeah.
talk about this episode. Being I thought the most shocking thing we were going to talk about was Ralph dying, and then Matt's like, "Yeah, I watched this episode and just kind of kept going."
Yeah,
Didn't
I
really
remember
think
like probably like Entertainment Weekly or something was like, oh, the shocking moment. I think they might even have like a picture of like his head or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out.
The tire screech that happened in my brain when you said that was wild.
But no, I mean, I'll just real quick. This episode's pretty awesome. Like, and it's funny, of all the things that Ralph has done, he killed that stripper. He like said that joke that Tony had to go through all this stuff to keep him from getting killed. The horse dies. He's like, this fucking asshole. I think he killed this fucking horse. And then just not knowing for certain, I will say, even though we're pretty certain he killed the horse, he definitely killed the horse. But he goes off of really no information. No, doesn't back it up. Just beats him to death because of this fucking horse. Just like my jaw hit the floor when I saw it happen. Like, it's maybe one of the most shocking deaths I think I've seen in a television show ever. Just because it came out of nowhere, especially in an episode to where they want you to feel some sympathy for him because of everything that's going on with his son.
Yeah.
And I think they pull it off weirdly. Like, I do kind of feel bad for Ralph, even also right before he like kind of fucks up his mom. So, like,
even that's not enough to get Tony like mad.
I mean, The Sopranos is not like my favorite show ever, but they will do like just they pull off some crazy stuff with their characters, and they somehow manage to kind of wrap you into the story, even though you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah. The timing felt weird, but secretly it was justified. I don't know. Like he needed to go when he killed that girl, and he just didn't. So
No, he was his best earner. Couldn't do it.
He will be missed.
Back of the week might be coming. In this one, you might disagree.
He's written down. I'll say that.
Silent time. Basically opens to Christopher gets high. He's fucking loading up. Carmela gets her hair cut and meets it at the door. Thinks Furio's coming back. Furio's not back yet. And then Tony sees her and goes, I thought we talked about when you ever did something in the hair, you run it by me. Do you like it? You look younger. Whatever. So not love. Adriana shows up. Christopher's high. She like looks at him and goes, oh, fucking idiot. Starts calling for a dog. Dog's not coming anywhere. Finds the dog under Christopher. Dead. Christopher got high. Killed the dog. And
we
Carmela,
don't know. The dog might have crawled under there while he was sleeping and suffocated itself.
Yeah. No, killed the dog.
No, we saw he sat on the dog. We heard the dog yelp. He definitely just sat on the dog about knowing.
Yeah. Adriana yells and goes, oh my fucking God. Christopher does like the only logical thing that I think any man would probably try to do is like, I'll get you another one. Fucking idiot.
Maybe get you a bigger one this time.
I'll get you another fucking dog. Tony goes to the bada bing. It's a whole situation. They end up opening. He gets a painting, and it's Tony and Pile My. Tony fucking puts it back down, drives the fuck out of there, and I love Walnuts. They're playing pool, and Walnuts goes, that's a forfeit. I'll take this, and takes the cash. And then calls Sylvia and goes, fucking to get rid of it, destroy it. I don't want anything to do. Furia shows back up in the States, is driving around, and he sees the just nostalgia road of 24, like anything that looked like in 2004, you get to see it while he's driving in. But he's back in the big city. Um, I forgot to write this down. Silvio has a meeting with uh, Patsy and another guy.
Shit.
Fuck.
Is it Patsy? Who is he meeting with?
He asked about. They asked about Ralphie, but he's like, "What Bermuda Triangle? Like, what's going on with that?" And then,
Albert.
he's like, "Are we off the record?" And he's like, "It's Tony, right?" And he's like, "How about you take a walk?" Like, giving him much. Like, we're not having a conversation. Furio stops by and sees Carmela and drops off gifts. Got gifts for everybody, except Carmela. Weird situation. Well, Tony's like, they're back together, driving around. The whole situation. Furio, Jennifer, and Tony have a whole session on Ralphie, basically about like the situation of losing it. Like, yeah, do you have some exponential trauma? Like, did you anything to do with you? Like, yeah, fuck off. Adriana meets with like the FBI lady, like the other FBI lady, basically, and says like, "Why do you think we keep dropping off these like brochures? Oh, you're the one sending the, yeah, I'm the one." Fucking Christopher goes up and like I think tries to score some drugs from some Puerto Rican guys, and they end up getting him out of the car and be like, "Do you know who the fuck I am? I don't give a who the fuck you are." And they basically steal his car and steal his phone, kick the shit out of him. And then Adriana shows back up where Christopher's there, sees that he got beaten up, shows him the pamphlet, like in drugs. What do you think? I'm a drunkie, and beats the shit out of Adriana, makes her pretty much hurt. They get rid of the painting. Tony comes downstairs. Adriana's at the house, Carmela, showing that she got beat up. Where the fuck is he? Like, hey, like, yeah, it says fucking drugs. Like he's on he's on drugs, Tony. Oh shit. Yeah, we gotta get him. He called him a Puerto Rican guy. Who the fuck is this? Yeah, suck my dick. Oh fuck. It's like, oh yeah, he's got his car stolen. They stole his phone. It's like, oh, that'd be great to know before I pick up a fucking phone call. They actually they don't ever get rid of the painting. The Walnuts puts it up in his house, doesn't he?
Like what? This is worth 15,000, 20,000.
Yeah, 15, 20,000 looks good. Furio and like talks about loving with Carmelo, loving the gifts. They all think they're great. Blah blah blah. Tony has a weird connection with the legless maid or what? Like I don't know what she was at the. But they end up like having a casual conversation, a little nice like exchange pleasantries. Ralphie's ex-wife shows up at Carmela, and they end up like talking like 15-year-old girls about Furio, and is like, "Oh, you brought him all these gifts, but not nothing." And she's like, "Have you had sex with him?" "No, we've never even had sex with him. Nothing like that." "Hey, let me do you a favor. Don't have sex with him. Don't do anything with him. Like, leave that shit alone. Like, let it die out. Like, you don't want to do any of that." They end up meeting with this guy that is now an interventionist, like basically to help them walk through explaining to reveal to Christopher that he needs to go get help. They're all sitting around like it's so weird to see the Soprano family sitting around, but they're all having a conversation about it. Tony's driving with his mistress, and he ends up meeting the other family, the main guy. I've written his name down 45 times. Johnny Sacks.
Yeah, Johnny Sacks.
Basically says, "Hey, you want to talk about this HUD stuff that you got going on, this money thing?" He's like, "I don't fucking think so." "Well, Carmine would like to be cut in on the thing." "No, thank you. None deal. Like, not." I wouldn't suggest you do that, Tony. I don't give a fuck. They happen. So basically, he cuts him out of the situation, which doesn't sit well. Tony Walnuts tries to sell the painting, right? Or like shows off the painting to somebody.
No, I think he wants to just get it upgraded a little bit, kind of give it a little bit of a
He doesn't
facelift.
want Tony in there. He
He
wants
doesn't
like
want
a
Tony in
general.
the thing. Yeah, fucking Walnuts. He's fucking nuts. They're end up. So the intervention basically happens. Christopher walks out, and they're all sitting there, and he's like, "What the fuck, my mother? Seriously?" And they're all going through the situations. And he's like, "Listen, you need fucking help. You're on drugs." Adriana like starts reading a thing where you can't like perform in bed anymore. Oh, really? We gotta go fucking here. And then,
she talks about what happened to the dog, and then Tony freaks out about that.
He's like, "Killed the dog. You killed our fucking dog." He's like, "Tony, you're getting emotional." Yeah, I'm getting emotional because I know what it feels like to lose a pet. You killed a dog. What the fuck is wrong with you? You sick, you little prick. What? And then the Walnuts. What did it bark? Did it bark a lot? Like, what was it doing? And then Tony was like, "To be fair, I will justify. He has been sick. There's been some time he was sick." And Carmela goes, "Well, at Tony's mother's wake, you were high. You rambled on for 20 minutes. At mother's wake, you did it at my mother's wake." And then Sylvia goes, "You want my 2 cents?" Like, what? I can't even defend myself anymore. No one's attacking you. We're just having a conversation. And then Paulie goes, "You're embarrassing yourself." And he goes, "Oh, you want to talk about it? You want to be honest?" It's like, "Watch yourself, Chrissy." Like he's about to like shed some secrets. I thought we're being honest. Like, what's the problem? No big deal here. You got some balls, all of you. Like self-control, like and then Sylvia's like, "Yeah, all those sluts, you've been fucking every one of them." Like, "Hey, yeah." Like, "What's going on there?" "You remember that Russian guy in the woods when we were in the woods in the last time?" And then Tony goes, "I'm fucking warning you." There we go. Type A personality right there. And he's like, "We're here to talk about you killing yourself with fucking drugs. Like, not my problem." And then he's like, "My personality." He's like, "I'm gonna kill myself the way you fucking eat. You're gonna kill yourself." And then Paulie jumps across. They end up punching him, and then Christopher like fucking hits Silvio. I think like hits a few people. And then his mother's like knocks some fucking sense into him. He's like, "No, mother, I hope you." He's like, "Fuck you, you whore." Walnut eats the shit. They end up kicking the shit out of him. Basically, they have the whole situation. Then they take him to the hospital. They're like, the nurse is like, "Do you know he has a drug problem?" Like, "Yeah, we fucking know." And he has a hairline fracture in his skull, so we'll treat it. And then Tony basically has a sit down conversation. "You're going to that place. There's no other option, no questions. You will go. You'll be you'll go in there with a smile." Then we cut back to Tony meets with the one-legged girl and ends up having sex with her on the couch.
That's a Don Draper move right there.
Facts. He looks over and sees her leg and goes, "Sorry, if I knew you were coming, I didn't know you were coming." And then like her mother walks in the door and he's like putting on his shoes, like, "What the fuck just happened here?" Like, awkward situation. Christopher ends up getting checked into the place, but he can't. He's allowed to have cigarettes, but he can't have his Milky Ways, and he can't have caffeine or anything like that. So they're basically ending it that way, and then basically that's how the episode ends. I mean, there's walnuts, and he's like looking back at the
get the painting updated.
He's got the painting updated. Horrible sports show on the thing. The Yankees just hit a home run off the Red Sox, so it was a fucking miserable fucking game. All in all, overall, great episode. What were your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, fantastic episode. I think that might be one of the best interventions I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I love that Paulie kept the painting, and he's just gonna hang it up there. So if anyone wants to know what to get Cody for Christmas this year, could get that painting. He can hang it up back there in the street.
Yes, please.
Yeah, no, this episode was great. I was really looking forward to this particular episode just because like I knew it was in here somewhere. Just because like okay, I guess I know he gets sent to rehab, and we just get this great rehab. I mean, like we have seen many characters throughout this show just fly off the handle emotionally after the slightest the slightest thing. I mean, we should have like I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to have an intervention. Like, oh, like of course, like all these guys are gonna, not be judgmental to Christopher. We got Paulie coming in at like, nah, you're an embarrassment, you're a disgrace. And then we got Silvio being like, I once came in, I saw you stick your head in the toilet, you were throwing up, and your hair was in the toilet water. Disgusting.
You want my 2 cents? Watch yourself, Chrissy. Watch yourself.
Like,
You're talking to the boss.
And yeah, then we get into that great moment where he's like, "Listen, you're gonna go down to the rehab place, and then if you need anything, Patsy's gonna be in a hotel room 10 minutes away from you. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean by that." Just
You fucking leave that bitch, you're dead. I love that Patsy's like the hitman of the group. Like Patsy's is here to handle every situation. I just see him sitting in the lobby, like Adriana and Patsy just sitting there. Like, go ahead, I'm gonna make sure you get in the door. Like, last face you see will not be Tony Soprano, it'll be me.
but no, this was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
I think
great.
the only I don't remember if you mentioned it or not the scene where Carmilla takes AJ over to Furio's house as a big excuse to see, and AJ just wants to get out of there and go get like a part for his computer or his game or something. Pretty much just cop block and Furio right there.
That's right. Furio also had to deal with that the whole thing because he was talking to like his uncle or something about like not about like possibly fucking Carmella.
Yeah. Don't. No. It's the boss's wife. Don't.
He's the boss's wife. You'll have to kill him if you want to be with her.
I mean, Furio, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, great week for Sopranos.
Oh yeah, great week overall, and we still got next week is 3 episodes each shows get our season finales.
So we got bad guy of the week. I'm gonna throw my nominee out there. Christopher killed the dog. Like, what are we doing? Getting high. Christopher kills the dog. There's some other like minor players that I would like to nominate, but overall, that's pretty bad overall.
I'm gonna go. I think for the sake of being different, I'm gonna go with Aceveda. Aceveda really did have a number of those kind of like really backdooring like that guy and like blackmailing like this hooker, and then definitely
the gun to the hooker's head was rough to overcome.
Although I think this is a very tight 1 and 2. Very tight.
This is awkward, and I hate to do this to drop all the way back to the Shield. But that hooker was more comforting to Aceveda than his wife. If somebody did that to you, I'm sorry. You didn't need to. It doesn't change who you are. You're still a great man. Everything like that. Wife, suck. Just awful human being. Like, what are we doing?
Like, I'm home raising your daughter. You're just going around sucking people's dicks.
Yeah, crazy. She's like, somebody made you do that. It's okay. You're fine. Like, don't worry. Suck. Just crazy.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna give it to Christopher too. I mean, he killed the dog and he beat Adriana for all that.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
beat Adriana just because
Yeah.
of her drugs.
yeah.
I mean, he beat her when like she mentioned take him to rehab, and then he takes up her wallet, takes out her cash to go buy her. Like, what an asshole.
You know who I am? So I still get. I don't give a fuck who you are. Beats the shit out of him. So 2 Christopher, 1 Aceveda, both very deserving
no
bad
wrong
guys of the week.
answer.
We'll be back next week, season 4 finale. 3 episodes of Mad Men, 3 episodes of The Shield, 3 episodes of The Sopranos. We'll wrap it up, and then we will get into the following week. We'll be in season 5. So we are booking it. We'll rank these seasons amongst the rest of the seasons. So there was 1 more episode this week. So next episode should be the same amount of run time. Shouldn't be much different. But yeah, look forward to that, and we will see you next week.
Let's take it a little slower. Wake up, Frank. On the
I'm a different kind of cop.
I don't wanna do your dirty work no more.